Hey guys, I'm Nick and welcome back to Sci-Finatics. Well, we're a little over now, halfway through Season 3 of Star Trek Picard. Our next episode, coming up next week, is entitled Bounty, which is episode 6. We've got a sneak peek scene to have a look at from this upcoming episode, and it's a conference room scene. I always love the conference room scenes back in Next Generation when we had all the crew round the table. They've got a problem to solve. They're always throwing out ideas. We've got different people chiming in with how we might solve this problem. They were always really engaging scenes, and I'm glad we got one coming up in episode 6. So we're going to take a look at that sneak peek scene and break that down, see what all our crew are up to in the next episode, and also maybe speculate on other bits and pieces we might be catching up with in this next episode of Star Trek Picard. So let's take a look at this sneak peek scene, episode 6. Let's see what our guys are up to in the conference room aboard the Titan.
Ro believed that whatever they're planning, it's somehow tied to Starfleet's Frontier Day.
No better stage on which to make a statement. In less than 48 hours.
We're running out of time. We have no leads.
Which is why we must return to the beginning.
To the scene of the crime, Daystrom Station. Home to Starfleet's most off-the-books tech.
It sounds like Frontier Day is going to be a kind of a big deal. We've seen a couple of clips from the trailer where we've seen a whole bunch of sort of almost an armada of Starfleet ships, fireworks going off to celebrate this Frontier Day thing. We've got the Enterprise F involved, which we know is being decommissioned. There's been some clips on screen which were popped up in last episode that shows that the Enterprise F is going to be decommissioned as part of the Frontier Day celebration. So hopefully we get to see a little bit of the Enterprise F before it's decommissioned, and hopefully the captain of the Enterprise F is somebody we know, somebody we've seen from a previous Star Trek show. That'd be great. We also know from the trailers that Daystrom Station is going to give us the cameos of not only Moriarty but also Lore, and hopefully we get a little taste of that in this next upcoming episode as well.
Experimental weapons, alien contraband.
A few months ago, Vadic stole a handful of classified weapons, namely the portal device you encountered. Its use at the recruitment center, we believe, was merely a distraction.
To conceal what? The theft of something else?
Steal the diamonds so nobody checks on the pearls.
It's obvious they stole a weapon 10 times more deadly.
I'm really intrigued about this theft from Daystrom and the fact that the portal weapon in its own right is a bloody catastrophic weapon that's sort of hard to defend against. But it begs the question, if the portal weapon was only a distraction, then what the hell have they stolen that's even worse than that? That's some pretty big tech. And also Vadic's agenda and the Changelings agenda. We know Vadic's working with the Changelings. Vadic's a Changeling. And obviously she's communicating with this rogue group of Changelings through this face that she speaks to. So it'd be interesting whether we get a little bit more insight into that aspect of the story and what's going on with her and the Changelings and what they're up to.
So we're looking for a smoking gun that no longer exists.
Then we just follow the smoke.
The only way to identify and retrieve this weapon is by getting a hold of Daystrom's project manifest, its inventory.
Which is heavily redacted in the files that Ro was able to gather.
Exactly.
In a way, I'm kind of surprised that Ro's data didn't garner more insight. Looking at some of the screenshots from last week's episode, along with what they're talking about here, it doesn't seem like there's a huge amount more information in all of the data that Ro accumulated that is giving our heroes any greater insight than what they already know. Obviously, it's Daystrom Station that's going to garner that degree of information because, as Beverly said, all of the stuff that Ro managed to get her hands on was pretty heavily redacted.
But the raw data should be on a computer in the station's primary vault.
So we burgle the very institution hunting us.
Excellent use of the word burgle, Admiral.
Is it just me, or is Riker being a bit of a suck-up to Picard in this last moment in this scene? I mean, yeah, okay, he used the word burgle, but it's. I don't think Riker's at a point in his career where he really needs to shine on Jean-Luc to quite that extent. Sort of something that a more junior officer might say to Admiral Picard to ingratiate themselves towards him. All in all, this show is really going from strength to strength. I know just from hearing tweets from Terry Matalas and composer Stephen Barton and other people involved in the production. If you guys think we were blown away by, say, last week's episode with the reveal of Ensign Ro and everything, which was, let's face it, a fantastic episode with that great appearance by her in that. And the way it tied up the whole story between Jean-Luc and Ro and everything I thought was great. The show's doing so well at this point in its season. We're halfway through. Next week we'll be over halfway through. And it's really going from strength to strength. I can't wait to see what they have in store for us next. I saw a preview from the next week's episode of The Ready Room with Will Wheaton, and it seems like he's interviewing not only LeVar Burton, but his daughter as well, who's appearing in the show as LaForge's daughter. I'm kind of guessing if LeVar Burton and his daughter are appearing in the next episode of The Ready Room after episode 6, that would seem to imply that we're going to be getting Geordie and his other daughter. Obviously, we've met his first daughter, Sydney LaForge, who's the helmsman on the Titan. But it seems like we're probably going to be getting Geordie in next week's episode as well. Otherwise, I don't think he would be appearing on The Ready Room straight after. So that's going to be exciting to see Geordie and his dynamics and how that incorporates into their mission and how that's going to help our crew as well. And also whether we're going to be getting some of those other pearlers from the Daystrom station, whether we're going to be getting the Moriarty appearance in episode 6, whether we're going to be getting the Law appearance in episode 6, and how that's going to play into whatever it is the Changelings stole from Daystrom Station. It's all a big puzzle at the moment. We can see some of the pieces from what we've seen in the trailers that have come our way, but just how it all fits into the big puzzle that is season 3 is really going to be exciting to find out. But guys, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you think is coming up, what we've got in store, and any theories you might have about episode 6. Leave your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that already. Only about 20% of my viewership comes from subscribers. So there's a lot of you out there that hasn't gone to the trouble of clicking that big subscribe button. Help support the channel and do click on that subscribe button. Also leave a super thanks if you're able to. That also helps the channel out immensely. And also all of my merch in the merch store where you can pick up all of my t-shirts, hoodies, mugs and caps and everything. And they're on sale at the moment from the 17th to 22nd of March. Everything's 20% off in my merch store. So be sure to check that out and pick yourself up a huge bargain. I'll be back soon with my next video. I'll catch you guys soon.